Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with that folio that we have been making, the one that is the patterned altered paper bag. And we'd started out, we were doing it quite neutral and leaving it kind of black and white or black and ivory. But yes, we've now gone off at a tangent and we've started now adding colour to it. So it's taken an unexpected turn. For me, it's the same day as I filmed, you know, our last part where we were, you know, working on this. But for you, obviously, this is going to be going up on a different day. So, yep, now that I've gone down the coloured route, there's no stopping me. So I'm now got a whole bunch of different things here that I thought that I would just bring along and just see whether any of these things might look okay here. I mean, actually, everything I've pulled in so far just is like, no way. But hey, I'm hoping that eventually I'm going to hit on something that is going to look reasonably okay in here. Like I say, I mean, it did take an unexpected turn. You know, so yeah, it may be that actually I haven't really got anything particularly suitable here at all, but you know, we will see. I mean, that's quite nice there. Obviously this is now, you know, a bit of a departure from the colour again because it's neutral, but I have also got some coloured versions of these. So these ones, I think we've made these, you know, together. So actually the lilac one looks pretty good on here because of course then we're bringing in the lilac from across the page. So yeah, now I'm wondering, do we want this actually glued in somewhere, or do we want this just tucked into a pocket? I mean, it could look pretty just tucked into a pocket really, and it is a sort of flippy pad, so you know, it actually would be, you know, quite useful and usable if it's tucked into a pocket because you could pull it out. So sorry, just having a sip of my tea. Yeah, perhaps we should do that. So yeah, and I've got lots of printables here, again in colours that I thought that we could possibly put down as extra or additional pockets or decoration, or you know, something like that. So I've got here, this is just one of my button cards. I mean, that looks quite pretty on there, doesn't it? Yeah, I do really like that. Now, I haven't got any lace running down the side of this pocket yet, so we may want to add, obviously, some lace. So let's just have a look. Thinking probably ivory, but we might, you know, we might find actually black would look better. So let's just take the ivory down here. Oh, that does look pretty. Yeah, that does look very pretty. Now, do we want the lace over or under? I think under. Now, is that card too small, do we think? Just having a look through the cards that I've brought along, the problem is they're probably either too small or too big, because these are actually quite ginormous on there, aren't they? And yeah, I'm going to struggle now to find one that's just the right size. Honestly, it's back to that same old thing, isn't it? No matter how much stuff we've got, we've still never got quite the right thing. So okay. No. Yeah, they're just more of the button cards, but again, they're a little bit on the big side now. Unless I have it kind of layered on one of those. Oh, I don't know really that that's adding a great deal. So perhaps we'll just have it like that, and wonder if we could even have some doily or something coming out behind, maybe. Let me just take that edge off, because otherwise I feel like it's a bit, you know, jaggedy in its shape. So yeah, let's just pop this down. Okay. Okie dokie. There we go. So obviously I'm filming ahead, so I don't know what the comments said, you know, in relation to the last video, because I had asked, you know, what was everyone's opinion? Was I right to add the colour, or should I have stuck with the black and white? And like I say, I obviously haven't been able to see those comments. you know, because I'm filming ahead. So yeah, let me know, you know, what did you think? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to know, did I go down the complete wrong track by adding colour? I mean, I think, you know, probably some people will think that, you know, it was better without the colour, and some people perhaps will prefer it with the colour. You know, hopefully we're going to have a bit of a mix of the two. I mean, we could have a little button card, I guess, tagged on there. That's quite pretty, isn't it? You know, and it's just, again, just tying in all the different things that we're putting on, isn't it? So that we've got a similar sort of feel throughout. So, okay. Okie dokie. Oh, it's really chilly today. Don't know what's going on. It didn't feel that cold earlier, and it seems to have definitely got colder since I've been home from the school run. I know I have said it before, but our house is an old house, and you know, therefore it does get very cold very quickly, and it does unfortunately take, you know, forever to warm back up. So I mean, it could just be that actually, as the time's going by, you know, it's just that my house is getting colder, and perhaps it's actually not that cold outside at all. You know, it's obviously now some while since I've been outside, so yeah, it could be that actually outside it's not really particularly cold. Okay, I love that. That was just some ephemera that I had ready made, but as I kind of spotted it, as I was just looking for anything else for here, I thought, oh, that looks gorgeous there. So yeah, I couldn't resist pulling that in. Right, so I'm going to go for the ivory lace down here. Okay. Oh, I might have to put my glasses on in a minute. I'm struggling to see. This is just merging in with the black mat. So yeah, just struggling to actually see properly. Okay. Okie dokie. Looking good. Oh, I love how that looks. Very, very pretty. Let's just snip that off there. Yeah, love how that looks. Now, I have got some lilac-y colour bows, but I haven't got them here, but I'm thinking a lilac-y bow would look really pretty on here, and it would bring in the lilacs that we've got kind of dotted around, you know, from here and from here. So that would, yeah, definitely look good. Also, maybe a butterfly or something like that might look quite pretty on there. Oh, I might just add that flower. Looks pretty. Now, so far I haven't put any centres on the flowers at all. You know, I don't mind that. I don't mind having the flowers without a centre. But I might decide to go back and put centres in afterwards. But yeah, I'm not sure yet whether I will bother. You know, I might think it looks quite nice just as it is without them. Got this gorgeous vintage ephemera here, which again, it's pretty good colour-wise, isn't it? So definitely could put that somewhere. Oh, I'm not sure about there actually now. Maybe in here. Oh, it's very delicate, this, because it's vintage. It kind of wants to fold as you slip it in, but yeah, that's rather pretty, isn't it? So just going to finish my tea and then that's off the desk. Okay, right. So yeah, loving how this is looking so far. You know, I wasn't quite sure whether I would come back and think, oh my goodness, what a mistake I made by adding the colour, but actually quite pleased I added the colour now. It's taken it to a different level. Let's just check what else we put in, because we've got a pocket here as well. So just see what else. Oh, I don't know if that's really quite right. Let me just see. It's quite a... I mean, it's not bad, to be fair, you know. It goes better than I would have expected. It is quite bulky, which I'm not sure whether when this is all folded out, or folded up, sorry, whether it's going to bulk it out too much. Well, we'll put it in there for the moment, and then, you know, we can always come back and remove it. So I just want to go back through and just stuff these pockets with a couple of pieces. So again, you know, just using some of my ephemera pieces and things that I've already got ready made. So let's just see here. That might be quite nice somewhere. Oh, that's a nice tag, isn't it? Yeah, I do quite like that. Now, will that fit in that pocket? I'm not sure whether that tag's too tall. No, yeah, it does fit, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, we've got these little pockets on here. So I'm just going to put some printables in those. So let's just grab my distress ink just to ink them on the back. Okay, just because, you know, it doesn't look great when it's just stark white with nothing. So yeah, just a bit of inking. Okay. That one. And maybe another one. Okay. Okie dokie. So yeah, might have to put them in this way because I don't want them getting kind of lost in that pocket, if you see what I mean, which they're just at risk of doing. Okay, right, let's move this up a bit. So we didn't decorate here. I hope this is showing. Let me try and move the camera slightly. Oops. Right, so we've got this flap here, which so far we've put nothing on there. So we might want to quickly decorate that up with something. So again, let me just see what I've got here. No, that's totally different colours now again. So, you know, I can't go too crazy, can I? Definitely not. Right, what I'm going to do is with that button embellishments card, or sorry, button card, this one, it's got printed things on the back anyway, so it's one that needs to be either glued onto a backing or, you know, glued down to a page. So I don't mind, you know, tearing it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tear around where it's got that lovely logo saying buttons. Okay. Yeah, tear that one down. Okay. Yeah, that looks very pretty, doesn't it? So I hope that this is in frame. Just move it up slightly more. Oh, I'm so running out of space on my desk. Right, so yeah, that can go there. And what else should we have behind it? Do we want a bit of lace or maybe a flower or some doily or something? I mean, I feel it needs something. This probably needs a bit of inking because it looks quite boring, doesn't it, in just the ivory. Okay. Yeah, that's quite good. And then get a bit of doily. Oh, I've just got this little tiny piece of doily just floating around. That was handy. So yeah, we're just going to put that on there. Okay. Like that. Okay. Glue that down. Okay, then that one there, like that. So I might just ink just slightly around that edge. Not too much, but just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's quite pretty. Now I'm just going to be really lazy and hot glue this down, just for speed, really. Okay, well, that looks pretty, doesn't it? You know, I just wanted to have something on there because I felt like it was a little bit on the boring side, you know, with nothing. So, yeah, I just felt like it needed something. Now, I've just got these flowers. I don't know whether these would look okay or not because, of course, they're, you know, they're different to everything else that we have used. But could just have, I guess, one there. I don't know. What if we have one there? Yeah, they're quite pretty as the flower centres, actually, aren't they? Okay. You know, my go-to is normally a flat back pearl, but they actually look quite pretty on there. And sometimes it's just nice to just use some different things, isn't it? Okay. Quite like just that lace going kind of, whoops, running down there. So I'm just going to snip that up on that side. Okay. Yeah, I quite like it like that, to be honest. So just going to pop that down. Come on. Okay. Okay. Right, just going to trim this around. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Oh, no, definitely not the best way to have done this. Oh dear. Oh well. Right, got there in the end. Yeah, in future, probably better to trim it to size and shape before sticking it on. But anyway, I hadn't. So yeah, I was hoping that it would be able to be just stuck down like, cut around like that. And actually it was okay, wasn't it? So, okay, so yeah, I like that. Now, just got a couple of journal cards here. Hopefully that will fit in that pocket. Let me just check. Yeah, okay, so just going to ink that. Okay. Okay, let's just pop that into there. Sorry about all the pinging. That's obviously my family, you know, group chat thing. And yeah, once one person says something, obviously then everyone starts commenting back and forth. So, and so it goes on really for the, well, for ages. So I do apologise for that. Right, okay, so that looks pretty, doesn't it? I'm quite liking how that looks. And then want to decorate obviously this envelope here and this inside here, because they're obviously looking a little bit, just a bit plain really compared to the rest of the folio, which is now looking, you know, very decorative and gorgeous. Oh, I love how that looks on there. How yummy does that look? I'm just wondering whether we could have something similar. Now again, just wondering whether I could actually cut that down. Not cut it down, sorry, tear it down. Heaven forbid that I would actually cut it down. I mean, why cut when you can just tear, you know? So yeah, I'm thinking, could I just tear that down and have that? I've actually got one with a more beige on it. Maybe that would be better. Oh, that's blue then. Let me just check. Oh, that's quite pretty. Or should we go for another button card, actually? I'm just thinking. Oh, I used that other button card, didn't I? Paper clipped it onto the other piece. So maybe we could have something like this up there. That's quite nice. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? So let me just pull in another bit of doily. That's quite nice. And then obviously we've got nothing going on in here, have we? So let's just have a look and see what else I've got laying around. I have got this from my autumn kit, which of course, as you can see, it's got pumpkins on it, which I don't necessarily want the pumpkins, you know, because then I feel like this would go down the autumn route, which is not really what I want. But yeah, let's just have a look and see if I just kind of, you know, tear it carefully, whether we can get rid of the pumpkins but still have the roses. Just to slot that inside that envelope. So, you know, just so it's got some pretty colours going on. Oh, do you know, I don't think that's the right colour now. I do love how that looks against the craft paper. It's gorgeous, isn't it? But to be honest, it's far too blue, isn't it? It's, yeah, it's not the right thing at all. I thought it was going to look better than it does, so that's a bit of a shame. You know, but I mean, you don't know until you try these things. So it's always worth, you know, it's always worth having a try, because you just never can tell. So now actually I'm thinking maybe go back to the book with the, you know, the illustrations. So let's have a look at this one. Okay. Yeah, maybe have that, or maybe have that instead of a coloured piece, to be fair. Maybe is what's required. And actually I have also got, oh, there they go. This is now the chat has started, so I do apologise. Yeah, it may go on for a while, so oh, maybe like this. Yeah, love how that looks. That's gorgeous. And then actually in here I'm thinking maybe we could put something like one of these inside. Right, let me glue this down first. Love how that you know, that Harrods catalogue book page looks. That's just gorgeous, isn't it? You know, that is perfect. I love it when you just get things that look so, you know, so perfect that you're in absolutely no doubt, because so often I'm struggling and debating for ages. It's just absolutely great, isn't it, when you put something down and you're like instantly, oh, I love it, you know. And that's how I feel about this piece. I absolutely love how that looks. Okay. So, yeah. Okie dokie. Right, put that one down. Love that, love that, love that. Really very pretty. Okay. Now, I do quite like this. The only thing is I'm not so keen on obviously seeing the, you know, the edge of that. Obviously, that is part of the Pink Ladies kit, which there are, of course, background pages. I don't have any printed off, would you believe? So, yeah, otherwise I could obviously grab some background page and maybe use the background page instead. Well, perhaps I would just have a think about that for a moment. Or to be honest, perhaps just book page or something in there would look better. And then have that as a journal card, you know, to pull out. Because then you'd still have that pretty journal card showing. But, of course, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't be a kind of big deal about that edge, would it? Because you'd take it out and you could see, obviously, why it had the edge, i.e. it's the journal card. yeah, so maybe I will do that actually. Right. Yep, loving how this is looking now. It's very, very pretty. Now, I wouldn't mind something here. Again, maybe a flower or something. So let me just see what I've got here laying around. Ooh, just got this label. No. Thought it might look okay, but clearly does not. Now, I've also got a bunch of clusters here, which I'm just literally, you know, this is probably a no, but because they were there, I thought, well, you know, I'm just going to have a look and see if I've got any that we could have a cluster maybe down there. I mean, she looks quite nice on there, for instance, doesn't she? Yeah, I quite like her, to be honest. Yeah, I do quite like her, and yeah, could always have some lace or something coming out. So let's just see. Just take this piece here. Oops. Oh, it's getting really dark now. I think it's going to be chucking it down with rain in a minute. I haven't looked at the weather today. I don't know whether it was forecast to rain, but I assume it is, because it does definitely look like rain. Although, actually, I've just looked up and it doesn't look as light rain as I'd expected. Right, okay, I'm going to just glue this down here. Okay. So just get the lace glued down. Just a little bit of glue, just, you know, touched into, you know, a couple of areas. Okay, and then, yeah, let's glue this cluster down. Right. Now, I would normally hot glue the cluster. I'm only not really, because of this lady's hat. It's got loads of really fiddly pieces, or, you know, parts. And I'm just going to struggle with the hot glue. So I thought actually doing it with the 3-in-1 is going to be slightly easier. So that's why I've used the 3-in-1 rather than the hot glue today. Or, you know, for here. So just squish that in like that. Okay. Yeah, love how that looks. Very, very pretty. Okay. She looks gorgeous, doesn't she? And then in here, I mean, to be honest, we might even be able to have a one of the illustrations. That's quite pretty, isn't it? I don't know whether it's getting a bit cluttered in that sort of area. Let's just have a quick look and see what else I might have that's laying around. So I've got obviously some book page. Let's see. I mean, it's small enough to just slot straight into that envelope. Oh, maybe that's best, I think. Definitely like the book page. I don't know whether it actually needs the addition of the, you know, the building. Probably not. So, yeah, let's just glue this in. Now, you don't have to go too mad with the bottom, because obviously that's going to be pushed into that pocket. So it's more the top that you really need to ensure is glued down properly. So plenty of glue on there. Okay, and then just slide that in. Like that. Okay, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Yep, like how that looks a lot. So, yeah, really love that. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? But just sometimes, you know, within just placing something there, it can transform something. So, you know, just the addition of that book page just completely transformed that, you know, from being, oh, I'm not sure, to like, oh, just instantly, yeah, where nothing else was quite kind of working. So yeah, right, now just inked up the back of the journal card. We'll just ink slightly, but doesn't really need a lot of ink in there. And then that can just go into that pocket. Let me just get that blue thread off. Okay, so yeah, love how that looks now. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I am thinking still we could have a flower here. So let me just see what flowers I've got laying around. Nope, can't see any under there. Oh, I've got this one just dropped in. I mean, that's quite pretty if we want to keep this quite colourless. Oh, let's keep it colourless. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like that. Okay, so that looks lovely, doesn't it? Yeah. Okie dokie. So yeah, really like how all that looks. Okay. So now just want to do something on here. Oops. Oh dear, making a bit of a mess of my envelope here with the hot glue gun. Right, so let's move this across. Yeah, I would like to do something else here. Now I'm not quite sure what. Let's just see. Oh my goodness, that's a tricky pocket to get to if there ever was one. So yeah, let's just trim this down slightly so as it's going to actually fit in the pocket. Okay. I'll just ink the back of this. So we just at least fill in the pockets as we go. So yeah. Okay. Okie dokie, so that can go into there. Well, to be honest, I could even have it this way actually. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have that one like that. So that's quite good. Right, what else do we want on here? Let me just see whether I've got any clusters or anything that might look good. Wondering whether we could have that cluster somewhere. I mean, maybe not there because I'm not sure about there, but yeah, I think we could have her somewhere. Maybe if I tear her in there, she could go up in that corner. Yeah, I quite like that. So I'm just going to tear this down so she would fit. I mean, again, kind of unexpected, you know, didn't think that I would be putting anything there, but to be honest, she does look actually quite good there. So she is stitched on the sewing machine. So I'm just going to stick some of the layers together so that she's, you know, fully attached everywhere because she's currently not. Okay. Like that. And then, yeah, I'm going to glue her down with the Fabri-Tac because obviously she is, well, the 3-in-1, because she is obviously going to be partially on that, you know, what we've said is sort of problematic, glossy-ish, not book page, paper bag, and also partially on obviously the other bag. So she, yeah, she just kind of needed a bit of extra help really to glue down where she's gluing onto the paper bag. So, oh, how pretty does that look? Love that. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue here. And, oh, I was going to be really lazy and use the hot glue, but my hot glue is just trapped under so much stuff I can't even pull it in. So, yeah, let's just go for the 3-in-1. Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's so pretty. I mean, again, totally unexpected. You know, I was not expecting to put that there at all. But it was just kind of crying out for going there, wasn't it? It just kind of really lent itself to being on there, I think. So, yeah, let's just see. I don't think probably now I want to have any cluster here, because I feel like it's going to go a bit cluster crazy, which then, you know, that's just a bit weird, isn't it? Because I haven't really got clusters, you know, everywhere else throughout. So it seems a bit weird to suddenly have a cluster of clusters, you know. It's, yeah. You know, and I always think it can look like, oh, I've suddenly found these, where can I put them? And that's a bit how I feel like it would be, you know, starting to look. So, yeah, I think probably kind of just have those couple. Now, I've put this here just because it was laying around on the desk. I actually quite like it, but I'm not sure it's the right lace. So, again, I'm just going to see whether we could just have a line of lace there. So it just looks pretty, doesn't it? You know, it's not really serving a purpose or, you know, anything functional whatsoever, but it does look quite pretty just going on there. So yeah, let's pop that down. Oops. Okay, now I'm wondering how long we've been filming for, so I will have a look in a second and just see whether we've got time to do some other bits on here, because yeah, I'm really enjoying working in it, and I would really like to do some more. Okay. Yeah, that's very pretty, isn't it? So just snip that there. Okay, yeah, love how that's all looking now. It just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And then this obviously folds up here. So I'm just going to put a couple of things into those pockets, you know, because then I'm stuffing it as we go, which it's so often that I then come to the end and then, oh, forget that I haven't stuffed half the pockets. So yeah, this is kind of like good practice to just stuff as we go. So could have that. That's quite pretty, isn't it? This is one of those floating pockets, which, did I do it this way up? Yeah. So we could have that. I mean, definitely that's very pretty, isn't it? And of course you've got the journaling space on the back. So yeah, should we have that? Just wondering what cards I've got that would fit in there. Don't know whether these will fit. Let's just see. Because that would be fantastic if we can actually get, you know, a few in there, because then that gives quite a bit of journaling space. So just going to ink these up on the back. Okie dokie. Someone's bibbing outside. Honestly, some people, they're just so impatient, aren't they? I mean, I don't know what they're bibbing at, but okay. Okie dokie, right. Yeah, so that's quite good because they all fit into here. She says, and now I can't fit them in. There we go, so that can go in there, and then just see what else I've got. Now, I have got one of these gorgeous envelopes, which, I can't really have it here because there's now quite a lot obviously going on in there, because that is an actual pocket, you know, it's kind of full on anyway. Let me just see what else I've got. So I've got some more of these gorgeous vintage ephemera type pieces, so we could maybe have one of those. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Let me just check whether I've got some other colours. Oh, the reds. Is it a bit red? Is the red a bit red, she says. I do like that. These are just those lovely bits of ephemera that we've, you know, decorated together. They do look very pretty, don't they? I love having all these things to be able to pull from. You know, it just makes making a journal so much easier. Maybe this is a better one. I just wasn't sure about that blue, of the blue seal. Although now I've taken it out, I think, oh, actually, perhaps the blue was a sort of, you know, no, I'm not sure about that blue. Right, okay. So So, yep, let's revert back and we'll just have it like that. Okay, so we have obviously done this. Put the lace down. Filled this. Filled this. This one, oops, let's move these bits here. Filled this, and we have filled these. Yep, both of those. Right, did we say that this is going in like that? I just can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, we must have done. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be closing like that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Or like that, even. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we want to obviously decorate now this portion here. So let me check how long we've been filming. 40 minutes. We haven't got much time, you know. Honestly, the time just flies by so quickly, doesn't it? You know, when you're having a nice time and, you know, when you're crafting, it just whizzes by. Right, thinking this. Now, again, wondering whether we could marry that with one of those building sketches. Now, I thought I had one here that I was playing around with just now. Oh, yep. Because I'm thinking, could we actually have that like on the button card? Let's just tear that down a bit. It's huge. Huge chimney. Okay, let's just ink this up. Okay. Oh, how pretty does that look? I love how that looks. That's absolutely gorgeous. Right, let's pop that down. Okay. Like that. Oh, I love that. So gorgeous. Now, just wondering actually whether we should have some more black lace. I know we've kind of had a departure from the black lace, haven't we? Because we've been using other stuff, but yeah, I'm now kind of thinking, oh, perhaps time to resurrect the black lace for this. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Oh, no, that's very black on there, isn't it? I do wonder about the black lace there. Now, the only reason I'm thinking this is because here we've got this situation going on. You know where I said that this had that natural wanting to fold? I feel like we need to pad this out a little bit on this edge, which of course we're not really going to be able to do properly now. So yeah, it might just be that, you know, that's going to be how it's going to be. You know, it's like with all these things, you kind of live and learn, although I have to say I often don't live and learn. I should, but yeah, I still don't learn. You know, it's just kind of how it is sometimes. Now that's very pretty, I think. So yeah, really, really love how that looks. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. Oops, we were using the 3-in-1, weren't we? Again, forgot. I'm going to use the tacky glue. Okay. Yep. So pop that down there. That looks pretty. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. And then I'm just going to put the ivory lace down the edge here. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? And the lace just to sort of finish that edge off. Gorgeous. Really, really, really pretty. Okay. Now, I might add some bows and things like that, you know, to the folio when it's all actually finished. You know, we'll kind of see. But yeah, that definitely looks very pretty there. And then, of course, I just want to decorate the envelope up the envelope up and yeah, obviously stuff these two pockets. So wondering whether I could put anything else in there. Let me just have a look and see. Kind of thinking if we reinforce the envelope with some lace. I'm not sure really whether this is going to work, but I'm just trying to really thicken this up a bit. So yeah, I'm thinking reinforce the envelope, maybe even put a sheet of paper over here and make it sort of more like a crafty cat pocket. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that, to be honest. Yeah, maybe just reinforce the envelope. Oh, it's a tough decision, isn't it? I mean, it's here really, but I could do with kind of bulking it out a bit. I mean, I think probably it just, you know, it is what it is, and, you know, there's not really going to be much getting away from that, it's, you know, it's not going to be very bulky on this edge. So then we're just going to have this slightly, you know, drop effect. I could maybe put a ruffle down this edge, which would prevent that slightly. Well, it won't prevent it, but it may just ease it slightly. So let me just pull in my ruffles. I do try and have, like, you know, a bunch of stitched ruffles ready. Again, I don't know whether I've actually got any that would be quite suitable. Ooh. I've just seen I have got this black pattern, which, yeah, oh, that's quite nice. I mean, obviously, yeah, it is over that doily of that cluster a bit, so that's a bit of a shame, but let me just see how much difference that's going to actually make to this, because it might really not make much difference at all, but, you know, I guess just every little helps, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, I feel like that edge, you know, would benefit from something anyway. It's quite plain, isn't it? So, yeah, perhaps we'll finish that off with a bit of ruffle. The only thing is, I am then losing a lot of that patterned bag, which of course, you know, I do really love and do want to kind of see. So perhaps we'll just put some lace. Obviously that's not going to bulk it out, I realise that, but yeah, maybe that's kind of the better way to go. So yeah, okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Right, we should just glue that down. Okay, so that's probably as much as I'm going to get done today. I love how it's coming along, I must say. It's really, really, really pretty. Very eclectic. You know, very not, you know, not how I expected it to be going when I first started it. But yeah, I do absolutely love how it's looking. So yeah, I hope that you guys really like it. And yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the process. Maybe you've got some patterned paper bags that you too have been hoarding. And maybe this is kind of just motivating you to get them out and, you know, perhaps kind of do some bits with yours. As you can see, I still can't quite give up, because now I'm wondering whether we could put just a little ruffle in there, which again, I'm just trying to sort of pad out. I've never really done that before, but actually it did look quite nice. So I think, yeah, I'm just going to do that. So I'm just going to hot glue this down. So just running that glue, oops, right the way along here. And yeah. So hopefully I have actually avoided the, you know, the actual crease, but gone close enough to hopefully make a bit of difference. So just going to snip that down there. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not making much difference, to be honest, but, you know, just a little bit of a difference. So And to be honest, I do actually think that looks very, very pretty. So yeah, I do really like how that looks. So yeah, I hope that you're feeling inspired. Maybe you've got some pattern paper bags that you've been hoarding that, you know, you could get out and maybe do something very similar. And yeah, I hope that you have fun, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye.